not too bad. So whack this in here, then we start tightening the ends now. Get that up. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pushing these out now. It's almost lined up. A bit more. That's it. Okay. That's about right there now. I might just wipe this off a little bit, even though I've got paper to go on it. So my only issue now is this trying to pop up. So we're going to clamp it down. Another clamp I've got especially for the job. That's this thing here, which is an awesome clamp. Pretty expensive, but they were on special. I managed to get one. I think they were selling out of them. They weren't going to stock them anymore. So I nabbed one at a really good price. And that should stop it popping up. Just did a bit of sanding off camera, changed it from the 80 grit to a 120 grit once I got it a bit finer. So you can see the join, but it's not too bad. There, so now we should be able to mount this onto it. So for this, because I had to cut the end of this file, I just bought a really cheap set of Sydney Tools. I've got a vacuum as well. The vacuum's good, but these are really cheap. There's a brand, Daytona they're called. It comes in this thing. It came with 5 files and it was just like insanely cheap. And I knew I was going to cut the files, so that I'll just get these cheap ones. They come with like these handles that you can unscrew and pull out, which is the other reason I thought it'd be kind of good, because I thought maybe I could reuse the handle, but I don't think I'll be reusing them for anything. They're not the greatest. Anyway. The reason I mentioned the brand, I noticed the file wasn't sitting flat, so I thought, oh, my timber must be out, I better check it again. I went along and it's like pretty damn flat. But then I checked the file and it's like chocolate ripple cake. It's got a lot of ripples in it. So, yeah. I'm just going to clamp it down hard and hope that wood glue will hold it. Not sure if I should use wood glue or maybe like a super glue. I'm using plenty of glue to get in all the grooves on the file. Probably a fair bit too much glue for looking at what I'm doing right now, but whoops, too much. Yeah, be alright. Now the file will hang over the edges a little bit. Trying to make sure I keep it balanced. I hope I'm not taking this off camera all the time. Okay, they're all nice and tight. We'll leave it like that to dry and hopefully it all works. Left it overnight. See if it works. Can't pull it off. Interesting. Looks like a bit of it's not rust or some sort of oxidization, or it's pulled something out of the metal. changed my mind partway through. It wasn't big enough to have another lump in the middle. This will allow me to put my palm here. This is the idea, palm here, comfortable, and a finger there if I want to, or I can grab it that way if I need to. I'm not really that concerned over how it looks. It looks okay now. I might just sand it now to make it, you know, look nice and be smooth. But that's basically done as far as the tool goes. Well, I think you'll be interested to see what happened here. Sanding nicely, looking pretty good now with 240 grit, almost ready to go. I gave it a tap to get the sandpaper off, lifted it up again, and it came off. Now looking at the amount of oxidation or rust that's on here, whatever you want to call it, whatever coating is on here, I don't know if maybe they've even zinc coated this or something, which wouldn't make sense because that would come off straight away with filing. But whatever it is, you can't glue it with wood glue. So the other option I might have is to sand this back, sand this, and then try a bit of super glue. The expression back to the drawing board seems fitting here. Alright, super glue. This is Loctite brand. I have got some really cheap super glue, but I think I'll use this. Use this, this should seal the edge bits, because it's very hard to clamp now that it's probably should put the lid on before I do that spray. Hard to clamp because of these now. Oh yes, nearly super glued it onto the table. Ah, that's bad. That's bad. I hope the camera's getting this and I'm not doing something that's not even getting the camera. I thought about coating it with the poly, which I think it's got, as well as the oils, it's a gloss poly, so it's got a bit of resin or plastic or something in it. And I thought, well, I've already filled up a little bit of the fire with super glue, so I don't want to take any chances, risks of filling in any more of it with some sort of gloss poly or something. So I'm just going to use some boiled linseed oil just to protect it a little bit, and I'm just hitting it now with some methylated spirits to get some of that oil out of the timber, off the surface of the timber, so the linseed oil can stick to it. course, it's not going to look this shiny once the linseed soaks in and dries, but anyway. Well, now I've got my shadow over it, might as well have a look at it in shade. Whoops. Sorry, keep it in shade, there you go. That's in shade. On the other side, it's not as purty. Now that is a crack. Might need to put a bit of glue in it, but that's why this was scrap timber. These bits had cracks in them. Anyway, we're going to test this out now, just see how it goes against stainless steel frets. Sounds promising. Yep, okay. Yep, now they're razor sharp. No, they're getting a lot better.